والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم ودعاء إلى الهدى والدلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علما لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علما لدني ومشرب صافي الهاني يا وهاب يا غني. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. أمين أمين يا رب العالمين. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله. We are continuing with our class Khuluquna. يمكن كتاب من كتاب خلقنا أو moral constitution للعلامة الحبيب عمر بن محمد بن سالم بن حفيظ by the great scholar of our zaman, الحبيب عمر بن محمد بن سالم بن حفيظ حفظه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله به وبعلومه في الدارين. I may Allah subhanahu preserve him and benefit us by him in both of both. So where he has said, right, so kita mami on point number 4, okay? So we have really gone through thoroughly point number 2, point 1, 2, and 3. Right, so I hope that inshallah, again, we'll put them into practice, whatever you can. Whatever we can. Yes, yesterday I finished off, I rushed off. But I just want to just repeat that whatever that is being shared, right? Whatever that I'm saying, the principles of eating and drinking and also sleeping, that is optimum, right? So understand that is optimum, right? That is the most ideal situation, right? So that is so ideally, right? That you sleep as soon as you sleep after Isha, ideally. Right? But of course, in circumstances, in different situations, if you don't follow the ideal, then you don't follow the ideal. It's as simple as that. Right? As that it's not haram or anything, and not like, but it's just ideal. Right? All we are sharing is an ideal situation. Right? So if you're unable to follow the ideal situation, then that's okay. You're unable to follow the ideal situation. That's all it is, right? That's all it is to it, right? So then you're just going on something of a lesser ideal, right? And that's not haram or not wrong, but it's just not ideal. That's all, right? Right. So if let's say you see your children have to do their homework and whatsoever, and then it's not possible that they sleep by 9 or they sleep by 10, then okay, and then they're on a not so ideal situation. That's all it is. Right? It's not haram, but what they're on is not so ideal, right? So, but I would say that really look into your children's matter, their affair. Like, why is their schoolwork taking so much time, or why is their life like that? Right, that school all the way until whatever time, and by the time they come home and they revise and whatsoever, right? Just look into the matter, right, and see, if they're from madrasa, then I understand madrasa, you can end really late and they reach home really late and they still have their homework and stuff like that to do and so on and so forth. But I understand that. But if they're not from madrasa, they're from like normal government school, um, look into the situation, like why are they spending so much time in school? Right? Why? And why are they spending so much time in school? Why are they coming home so late? Is it necessary for them to do so? Let's look into the situation. Allahu Alam, because I know, Allahu Alam, sometimes it's just a lot of unnecessary things they're doing in school. So I'm just saying, look into the situation. I don't know, because everyone has their own situation. You have your own situation, you have your own, matter with your children. I know people go for tuition and everything. Just look into the situation and see what is the most how you can move towards what is ideal, ideal for the development. That's all. Okay. So it's not a matter of like you got to do this or you have to do this. No. But it's a matter of like it's we just presenting what is ideal, What is a sunnah, right? Because what is ideal, the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was someone, right? And after praying Isha, right? They did the Sahaba were like this as well, and every righteous person was like this as well. That after they pray Isha, they would not engage in anything of the dunya, until they went to bed. Right? And they would usually go to bed after they pray Aisha. Right. So like they would just engage in their Quran, their revision of their Quran, and recitation, the dhikr, awrad, until they go to bed. So that is just the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then they'll wake up early in the morning, and the next day they wake up early in the morning, right? And then they will continue their day, right? So that is basically the ideal situation. Okay, right? So that's all. That's all. Like, I think there were so many questions yesterday, and I think people missing the point that what we're sharing, is an ideal situation, and so you try your very best, right, to try and aim for an ideal situation, and you do what you can. Okay, you do what you can with regards to that. Okay, and everyone has their own circumstances, and you have your own situations, right? So it's not haram. I'm not saying it's haram, right? And of course, and there were scholars, on the other hand, there were scholars that never slept, right? They just never slept, right? So you do find that, right? There are those who just don't sleep. But then of course they have reached a level of they don't need to sleep, right? So like Imam Nawawi and so on, and they just never slept, right? They are in worship, and in worship all the way, and not doing anything that was against the religion in the night. Okay, let's do number 4. Okay, number 4, we allocate part of our time to revise and learn and to increase our knowledge and widen our understanding and deepen our knowledge of the religion. Okay, all of this refers to the religion. So when you say, it is understood, he's referring to increasing your knowledge of the religion, right? So allocate part of our time, right, to revise, right, and to learn, and to increase your knowledge and to widen your understanding or our understanding and to deepen our knowledge of this religion. So subhanallah, and it's really is a zaman, right, that people they are saying that they keep saying they don't have enough time, right, to go to study, Islam. They don't have enough time to learn the laws, of worship, of purification, even of menses and nifas. They keep saying they have no time, they have no time, they have no time. Oh, subhanallah. Allah give us 24 hours every day. Every day, Allah give us 24 hours. And Allah knows how much of that time we actually waste. Allah knows. On the day of judgment, really, really honestly, the zaman that we live in right now, right? We will be so, ya Allah, we have no excuse on the day of judgment. We have no excuse on the day of judgment why we have not studied this religion. Right? Why? And I'm not even saying study it, extensively. I'm just saying study the basics of it. Right? Study the basics of its religion. What excuse do we have to present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a day of judgment when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has literally, it's literally, Allah has literally placed studying the religion at our fingertips. And all you have to do is click and on your phone, and enter into the respective classes. You go into the respective Zooms, or you can even go to the YouTubes. Everything is pre-recorded. Everything is uploaded. Everything is even labeled. Everything is, it's all done for us. It's all done for us in this zaman, in our zaman. Right? What excuse can we present in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? Like, can we say that, can we say that we were unaware? Can we say we were ignorant? Can we say any of these things? No, we can't, right? We can't. SubhanAllah. So many times, because I do on this portal where I answer questions anonymously. It's called My Safe Space. And so many times people come on the portal and they ask me questions. They are very basic fiqh questions. A very basic fiqh. Right? They ask questions like, about menses, they ask questions about istihada. And I also keep getting a lot of WhatsApp messages of people asking me istihada or menses questions. Right? And the first thing I do is send them the series that I have taught online. It's all there online. You can study about menstruation, and their questions are just very basic questions, like very, very basic menses questions, which tells me you have not studied or you have not put in the effort to study. Right? Or you just want a quick answer. That's all you want. You don't want to put in the effort to study the religion. Right? And what kind of attitude is that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Right? You don't have the time, you can't put in the time, right, to study something that is crucial for in your life, right? In the hereafter, you be questioned about this. You can't put in the time. Subhanallah, people ask questions all of like they ask about I get all kinds of questions every day. And sometimes I'm like, I will say to people nowadays, I'll say to them frankly, right, the classes are all here, it's all recorded, it's all there online. Right? Listen. Just put aside some time and listen. Just listen to the classes. It's all there. It's all there. There are those with slides, there are those with, like really diagrams and so on and so forth. That you can, if you want to study, you can study. If you really cared about your religion, and on the day of judgment, you will be questioned. Right? We will all be questioned on the day of judgment. Why have you not studied? Why? What stopped you? Right? Is it not enough time? What are you using your time for? 24 hours all on dunya. Right? Is it like the 24 hours on dunya? Is there no time for akhirah? Like seriously, seriously. Allah gave you 24 hours. What are you spending your time on? If it's your job taking up 24 hours, then rethink your job. Like really, is this what life is about? Is it what it's worth? Subhanallah. So think to yourself, we have no excuse, we have no excuse in a sense. And I won't even say that it's something that is extra you do for yourself. No, it's something that is core that you do for yourself. It's core. It's core. People, I get all kinds of questions every single day through my WhatsApp, through my like through different portals, different, they ask all kinds of questions through my email and so on and so on. And it's like sometimes it's literally the questions. You open any basic text, in fiqh, any basic text in fiqh, you would find the answer there. The answer is right there. Right? If you open any basic text in fiqh, the answer is right there. People ask questions about travel, about jama' and qasr, about combining prayers, about shortening prayers, about what makes a person a traveler, and so on and so forth. All of these things are covered, right, in very basic text and fiqh. The most basic text will have it. Right? It's right there. It's all covered, mashallah. Right? So really, put in the effort. I put in the effort. Right? Study the religion properly. Right? Many things are all recorded and preserved and uploaded. You can just do it at your own time. And you can literally study things at your own time. Right? Subhanallah. So on a day of judgment, we have no excuse. Okay, on a day of judgment, this zaman that we live in right now, this era that we live in right now, we have absolutely no excuse why we have failed to study our religion, right? Or why we don't know certain laws, or why we don't know. We have absolutely no excuse, right, at all. Right? So basically, it is the onus on us, right? The onus is on us, right? It's on us to put in the effort, right? And as Habib said, you must put a part of your time every single day, right? So there is again, I would say that is um like every single day. I would say it's a minimum, I wouldn't say it's an ideal. I would say it's a minimum. And because when it comes to studying religion, right, it keeps you on track, it keeps you focused, it keeps you like you understand what life's about. If you have every single day a dose of reminder about this life and about the hereafter. And that's what the entire point of this half an hour every morning we do these classes, right? Just so that people have at least you have half an hour every single day. Someone speaks to you about your life, about the religion, about getting things right, about where you hate it. Because if you go day after day after day without any religious reminder, that is when the hearts die, and the hearts will get focused on dunya, dunya, dunya. and then they forget about akhirah, and then you get weak in your ibadah, and you get weak in your worship, you get weak in your focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you get weak in your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you get weak in everything. And you forget why you're here in the first place, and you drown in this dunya. Right? For those who have no reminder, every single day, right, is something that in our zaman, you don't even have to go to a masjid or go to a class early in the morning physically. You don't have to do that, right? You can just, literally, you can just put on your phone. That's all. And that's all you have to do is put on your phone, right? This is just sign in. That's all. On your phone, in the comfort of your own home, doing your own household chores, or getting ready for work, or getting for school, going on your way to school, sending your kids. You could be doing going on your day and be listening and be listening to beneficial things that that they prepare you for your grave. It prepares you for the ultimate reality that nobody can run away from, right? And this is a wonderful thing, mashallah. I mean, this is one of the things that is about our zaman. Allah has made it so easy, like in a sense, as if Allah is saying to us, you know what, you don't have to change your lifestyle or change your day. Just go on with your day, but make good choices as to what you listen to. That's all, right? That's all. You can choose to listen to music. You can choose to listen to a good reminder. Right? You choose. Right? You choose. And Allah's not even asking you to put aside time to travel to a class and sit down and give the 1 hour, of your day, like where you don't do anything but listen, the kind of thing, subhanAllah. Like it's like in the sense you can even do it by the way. Subhanallah, even while you should be having a class whereby you sit down properly and listen. Right? But even if you like, even then, even if you can't do that, right? Subhanallah, Allah has made things so easy for us. So every day, allocate a part of your time. Every day, I'll say every day, right? Whereby you revise and you learn and you increase your knowledge of this religion and you widen your understanding and you deepen your knowledge, right, of this religion every single day, right? And if let's say you know that you need to study more, like for example, you need to work on your aqidah or you need to work on your seerah and the seerah, the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or you need to work on study tafsir. I study the Quran, and you want to know more about the Quran, the sciences in the Quran, right? If you want to know more about akhlaq, right, here is the class on akhlaq, and how do we purify our character? How do we beautify our character? If you want to know more about fiqh, about jurisprudence, right? You want to know more about wudu and prayer, then the laws around prayer. You want to know more about menstruation and nifas and so on. And these are things that we have to study. Subhanallah, how many women don't know the laws of menstruation and nifas and istihada. They have no clue the laws, right? And they go through it every single month. Subhanallah, since they reach puberty, you must know the laws. Right? So if you need to look at your life and see like what should you study, right? And there are things that you should study which are fardu ain, and they are core. They are core to you. These are fardu ain. You should study these things, right? So Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. It's all available. It's all available online. You can, and in fact, not just my own YouTube, but many different platforms. You go Seekers Guidance, right? You go to like Afak in Singapore, you can go to Afak SG, you can go there, right? That so many people do stuff online, right? And they're trying their best to reach the masses, right? To teach them, to educate. Right? So they have done their part, and they have done their part in putting knowledge, that is needed online and accessible and recorded, on demand, right? Some even, with proper slides and everything, right? Some they make it. I know, like Darul Zahra, Liverpool, right? They make it a condition that all teachers produce and provide slides. They should make it a condition, right? So whenever I teach there, like, I have to produce my own slides. I have to, right? So subhanallah, right? So there are institutions, whereby they make you do things, like provide notes and so on and so on. And so all of these things are available. They're all available, right? All for us to tap on and to benefit from. Tamam. Number 5, we take benefit and counsel and derive lessons, reminders, and experiences from everything that occurs in our lives. This number, okay, number five, very important. Okay, so number four is about studying, putting aside a bit of time every day, right? Work on your religion. Okay, work on your religion every single day. Put aside a bit of time. And you need to do this for your soul. Number five, right, is that don't allow for things that happen to you in life. You know, events that happen to you in life, or happen to people around you. You know, don't allow for these things to happen and just pass you by without you taking lessons from these things, right? So when you look around you and you meet different people, or when you experience different things, right? Basically, this point number five, right? It means to live life consciously. You get me? Right? To live life consciously, right? So not to live life like, completely numb towards life, and things are happening around you, and you're not conscious. You're not feeling life. And you're not experiencing life. You get me? Like, so in a sense, like you don't see lessons in events that happen around you. You don't see lessons at all. You don't reflect on your past. You don't reflect on your present. You don't reflect on things that have happened that led you to where you are right now. Like subhanallah, that you should. You reflect on things that happen to other people, and then how do you respond, and take lessons from their response, subhanallah. Right. So I think the other day I was mentioning about, someone here in Tarim who just lost their son. Just lost their son just like that, the son passed away. It was a split second, right? And then the son drowned. And it was the son is a strong swimmer and everything, right? So all of it is like, it's just basically Allah's decree. It's Allah's decree, right? So we learn, but we see how the parents respond with full rida, right? Full contentment with Allah's decree, and they are reverts. The parents of this boy, they're reverts. He's 11 years old. He drowned. This on Thursday. He drowned here in Tarim. And you see a full rida, right? Full contentment with Allah's decree. Right? No blaming or pointing fingers, or what ifs, or all of this, nothing. Right? But just a full, and we take lessons from this. And we take lessons from this, right? Like, how you live your life, and you understand and you understand that nothing in your life belongs to you. It all belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so Allah gives and Allah takes. Right? Lessons, no lessons. And you see Allah opens doors, Allah closes doors. Right? Allah allows and Allah prevents. Right? So you live your life conscious. Conscious, what does Allah want of you? Right? How and what is the best thing to do at every point in your life, no matter what happens to you. Focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So every event in your life, every event, right? So when Allah opens a door, or Allah closes a door, when Allah causes for certain people to come into your life, then Allah causes for certain people to leave your life. And you see it. You see they come and they go. Right? Sometimes they're close to you, and other times they be far from you. Right? And that is all life. It's all part of life. So live life consciously. Right? Be aware. Right? Be very well aware of things that's happening around you, and take lessons. Right? Don't be someone who is completely heedless, not taking any lessons in life. No, take your lessons in life, and lessons especially in training your heart, in detaching yourself from people, and in detaching yourself from this world, from this dunya. Right? And as you go through life, right, to have yourself more and more and more attached, right, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So there is something to take benefit and counsel. It means to take lessons, right, from things that happen around you, reminders. So especially when you see death, right, when you see death, when you see and even right now, when the whole world is watching, what's going on in Gaza, in Palestine, right, the whole world is watching it. right? And we're taking lessons. We're seeing these people, going through so much suffering, like at the hands of all of this, at the hands of these oppressors, and these really cruel oppressors, so vile, these oppressors. So you take lessons from both sides. See like how, how the path of shaitan, the path of dunya, like can really make the worst of human beings. And here is when you understand that there are human beings that are worse than the devil himself. They are worse. They are worse than the devil himself. That they've gone to the extent of evil. And that is possible. And you see human beings that they are better than even angels. They've gone, they've soared so high, right, in their devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what happens, right, to them in their life, right? They've soared so high, subhanallah. Right? So for us to look at the situation and to take lessons, right? And of course our dua for them. Right? But we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what He's doing. And Allah does what He does, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah, Allah's rule will prevail, definitely. Right? We just want to watch, right? Things happen. Allah's doing it. Right? But don't let it go by you and you're not taking lessons from it. Okay? I take lessons, right, from all of these things. Naam, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, right? And then this is the story that how I mentioned here, about Habib Abu Bakr al-Adani with his father, Habib Abdullah al-Darus, whereby his son was so worried about, people saying things about them, people saying things about them, saying things about them. And the father said to him, and it's a very well-known story, mashallah. Um, and the father said to him, come, let's take a trip, right, from Tarim to Seun, and let's see, right, if we can really please people around you. And it's all like life lessons, right? Life lessons. If you stop focusing on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you keep focusing on the people around you, right? People who keep speaking to you, right? And keep commenting on your life and keep saying stuff about you and whatever. And it's not something that's based in the religion, but it's just your opinion. And you try to just, people please wherever you go, then you're not learning from life. You are not learning from life, mashallah. So of course the story goes that Habib Abdullah Darus, he took his son, on a trip to Seun from Tarim, right? And initially they both were riding on their, initially he put his son on the donkey and he was walking, right? And then they passed by some people, and people commented, "What kind of son is that? They're having no mercy on his poor father who is aged, has to walk, and he's on a donkey." So, okay, fine. They switch positions. The father goes on a donkey, the son walks, on the ground. Right? And they pass by another people, and the people are saying, what kind of son is that? Or what kind of father is that? What kind of father is that? Right? That he has, mercy on his small son and makes his son walk while he rides on a donkey. Right? So fine, they both got onto the donkey, and they travel. And then the next group of people said, "What kind of people are these people?" Right? The poor donkey is so hot, having to carry two people on his back. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And how cruel they are. Right? And then so they both got off the donkey and they walked next to the donkey. Right? And then they passed by another group of people who said that, "Oh, what kind of foolish people these are? They have a donkey and they're walking. Right? No one's using a donkey. How foolish." Right. So eventually the father says to the son, "See, I want to show you that you can never please people. Right? You do whatever you do, they're gonna keep commenting on you. Right? So just do what you can, in your own capacity, and then you know what is right. And do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and khalas, right? That's all. Khalas. Right? You don't have to answer to people. Right? You answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and take lessons in your life, right? In that way, answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you don't really have to answer to anyone else, honestly. Right. So inshallah, we will continue on this point. We're done actually the point. Point number 6, inshallah. I plan, organize as to how we spend our income. Number 6 is about money. This is all under our akhlaq with our own selves. Treating yourself well. Okay. What do you call it in our zaman? I forgot the term. What's it called? I don't know. Again, like how you treat yourself well. I'm sure they have some Zaman term for it. Self-care, yeah, self-care. Self-love, self-care, whatever it is. Right? This is basically what it is. If they want to call it self-care, this is self-care. Don't eat too much, don't drink too much, don't sleep too much, right? Spend time learning the religion, right? Take lessons of things that happen in life, take care of your finances, plan your finances. All of this is called self-care. And not go out there to some spa and pamper yourself. No, right? That would go against point number 6, right? Waste your money, waste your time, right? That will go against point number 6, right? All this me time. In Islam, what's our concept of me time? Tahajjud. That's your me time. It's me and God, right? It's never me and me. Me and me for what? Right? Why must I spend time with me? I'm gonna spend time with God, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Basically in Islam, our me time concept, right? And that is the best way to rejuvenate yourself, right? And to give yourself and to just center yourself in your life is your tahajjud. Full stop. Your night prayer. And if you can't do that, then 5 minutes after every salat. Right? Islam already has allocated for us our me time. Okay. So 5 minutes after every prayer, sit down, do your dhikr, contemplate, talk to Allah, right? That's your me time right there, 5 times a day. And sometimes Allah gives us a bit more. Allah says to us from subuh to sunrise, if you can, get your me time down, or between Maghrib and Isha, that's your me time as well. Right? If you want an hour before subuh, another slot for me time. Okay, that's the concept for me time in our religion, right? Not I don't know what they do in their me time. What do people do in their me time? Right? No, your me time is dhikr, contemplation, and connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is the most healing thing you can do for yourself. And that is your akhlaq with yourself. Okay, mashallah. And so if anyone asks you what is if Islam has a concept of me time, it definitely does, right? It's in our prayers. Okay, it's after our prayers, you have a bit of me time. It is between, subuh and sunrise, bit of me time. And me with God. It's not me just alone, okay? It's not possible. Like me with God. And then the last time is like within Maghrib and Isha, it's a me time, right? Pre-subuh, it's a me time. So all the me times, right? Tamam. Right, subhanallah. Yeah, it's a this zaman, because you know why all these concepts, right? It's from a godless world, and that's why they have their own definitions, because their lives are not centered around God. Their lives are centered around themselves, and it's a different life. And those who are supposed to be believers in God, and those who are disbelievers in God, necessarily you live your life differently. Necessarily, you have to. Right? As a believer in God, I wake up first thing first. I say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi ahyana ba'da ma matana, wa layhi nushur. Right? Straight away, the first thing I say when I wake up, right? I say, I praise Allah for giving me life. It's a whole different world right now for us, the believers in God. It's a different world. Because our entire life revolves around our creator. So we definitely can't take concepts, from a godless life, right? Subhanallah. Right, because they are slaves of their nafs, but we are slaves of God. It's a different life. So, so rethink, our life is, we understand our worldview is that this dunya is a test. And the real life is the hereafter. That's our worldview. So we necessarily cannot take their worldview, because their worldview is based on this dunya. What did they say? What did they say? You only live once. Right. What was it called? You only live one. YOLO. Right. It's called YOLO, isn't it? Oh, for us, yeah, we can take that concept. You only live once, so better get your prayers in check. You only live once. And then when you die, you have to answer for all of this. Right? You only live once. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm praying, because I only live once. And that's how I'm doing my Quran because I only live once. Like for them, oh, you only live once, so do something reckless. No, no, no. Like you only live once, be wise. You know, right? Allah. It's all about that. Subhanallah. Okay, so it's basically how you understand things, right? FOMO. What is FOMO? Oh, wait, apa nama dia? Allah. Fear of missing out, correct? Yeah, you should have FOMO. FOMO of your ibadah. Oh, I feel I'm missing out on tahajjud. I'm missing out on my dhikr. I'm missing out on my Quran. You direct it lah. Like fear of missing out on more ibadah. Oh, yeah, people are doing, like a juice a day and you're like hardly half a page. I'm fear of missing out. Yeah lah. That's why your fear of missing out should come in, what? Right. Correct. That should be the correct way. Fear of missing out. People are tasting sweetness in their prayer. Oh, you are missing out. Right. People are learning about Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in classes. Oh, you are way missing out. Okay? Come on. Come on, anyway. Then in our class there. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Is my voice today better or worse or faint? Because today I didn't use my earpiece. I cannot find my earpiece. But no, but it's okay lah. I'm speaking directly into my phone. Right. So usually if I do that to my phone, people tell me that it's not clear, but it's clear. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Wasallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. At 2 a.m. in the morning. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة أن الله يرزقنا من نافعا ولا عما ينفع وليس المبوس تعليم وذل الهدى يسر بك بالنبي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم وإلى أرواح معاليمنا مشايخنا والذوي الحق علينا وإلى حضرة النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم. الفاتحة.